Hello everyone, hope you're doing well at home. This is my first attempt at a learning video to you. I'm going to start with something simple. We've released Writing Day to you this week, our Spring Writing Day project / essay, argumentative essay. So I wanted to review the classical structure of a 5-paragraph essay. This is classical structure. There's some other structures as well that I'd go over in another video, which I might do, Rogerian. But this is a 5-paragraph essay, and I'm using Jane Schaeffer structure as always. And many of you know this. Some of you need this as a review. Hopefully it'll help you earn the most points that you can. All right, we're going to start off with the first paragraph. This is your meat and potatoes essay, 5-paragraph essay. You generally have in your first paragraph, introductory paragraph as we call it, a hook, a length, and a thesis. Hook is going to entice your readers to want to read more. You're introducing a topic maybe they know little about, so you're having some general information and introducing maybe some vocabulary and jargon that they've never heard before. We'll talk more about that coming up. Then you have a link. You're starting to narrow down that broad topic and identifying the issue within that topic that you want to focus on, bring their attention to. And then, of course, you have your thesis, which is your stated opinion of the controversial issue that you've introduced. You're going to state which side you fall on that and which side you want to convince your readers to agree with you. Okay, so we have our hook, link, and our thesis. Next, we're going to get to the body paragraphs. We're going to have 3 body paragraphs, of course, in a 5-paragraph essay. They're going to have 1, 2, 3. They're all going to be structured the same way, the structure that I give you here. However, the third paragraph, though structured the same way, the third body paragraph is going to be your rebuttal. Okay, so we'll talk more about that as we get to it. So first, let me show you the body paragraph structure, which many of you know, and this is Jane Schaeffer style. So in your first paragraph, this is sentence by sentence. So your first sentence in a body paragraph, just make a square here, is going to be your TS. Okay, this is your topic sentence. This identifies within that your thesis, what's your first reason, second and third, so accordingly to your body paragraphs, that you are trying to convince your audience to agree with your side on this topic. What are the 3 major reasons that you feel that they should agree with you? So your topic sentence is going to be your first sentence in that body paragraph. The next sentence that you have after your topic sentence immediately is a CD, which is a concrete detail. Okay, this is where you have to do some research. And in your writing day essay, which is nice, you have your research pages given to you. We've gone through and you've got your videos, you've got your graphs, and you've got articles, journalistic articles from various sources. This is where you would usually have to do the research, but we've done it for you in the writing day essay assignment. You have to do a lot of reading to do, though. You have to go through and you have to find details, which are quotes or paraphrases from the material that you've read, which support whatever you state as your topic sentence here. Okay? So it takes some research. So topic sentence, concrete detail, a quote or paraphrase. Of course, you have to cite your source. Writing day, it's pretty easy. You say source 1, source 2. You can just refer to it by a title also. If you were actually writing a research paper, you'd have to use APA format, and then a works cited page referring to that work at the end of your report essay, what have you. But anyway, so concrete detail. Next, you have your commentary. Okay, your commentary explains or unpacks often the quote or the paraphrase that you've written for your concrete detail. This is the skill, where your skill as a writer really shows through, because you are oftentimes using reasoning and your writing skills to clearly explain what you've written as a concrete detail. You're unpacking it and you're commenting upon that detail. Why is this proof, this concrete detail, this quote or paraphrase, why is that proof or a good reasoning to support what your topic sentence is, your reasoning, which ultimately supports your thesis. Okay, and then so this is what we call a one chunk. Okay, one chunk. Okay, now at the high school level, you're going to have in a body paragraph, in each of your body paragraphs, you're going to have at least 2 chunks in each body paragraph. Okay, so in your first body paragraph, you completed 1 chunk, then you're going to start it over again, starting with here, CD. You're going to look for another CD, okay, concrete detail, and then you're going to have 2 commentaries after that. You always have commentary after your concrete detail. Never insert a quote or a paraphrase without having commentary after it. Okay? And then, so you have your second chunk. Okay? So say this was your second chunk now, and you're going to close up your paragraph, your body paragraph. The final sentence is going to be a CS, or a closing sentence. You're going to wrap it up, perhaps lead into, hinting at what you're going to lead into in your next body paragraph. Okay, so your first, those are 3 body paragraph structures that, the same structure for all 3. You're going to use that 3 times over. Of course, again, the third body paragraph is going to be your rebuttal. Okay, rebuttal paragraph. I won't go into too much detail right on this video, but your rebuttal, it's important that you have 2 parts to a rebuttal: a concession. Okay, you're going to make a concession. You're going to perhaps admit the weakness in your argument, or a perceived weakness in your argument, a reason that people would not want to agree with you. But then you're going to, the second part of that is, that's where the actual rebuttal comes in. So you're going to then the rebuttal will be here. So a concession and a rebuttal of that concession. You're going to admit, okay, some people or some citizens, some students, what have you, may not agree with this angle of my argument, or may not agree with me here because of this. However, that's not a good enough reason to support the other side or to believe in the other side, because, and you point out some logical fact to support your side or opinion or reasoning that would convince them to not agree with the other side, and to see the weakness of agreeing with the other side, seeing this, ultimately the strength of your argument. Okay, so you've got 3 body paragraphs that are structured with 2 chunks each. So again, they look like TS, CD, CM, CM, CD, CM, CM, CS. Okay, so that's the structure of your 3 body paragraphs. Topic sentence, concrete detail, commentary, commentary. Concrete detail, commentary, commentary, and a closing sentence for each of those 3 body paragraphs. Okay, then you have your conclusion paragraph. And there's no real formula for the conclusion paragraph. Okay? Some people like to kind of rephrase the points that they've made, call attention to them, and then close with something, a catchy phrase or something memorable. Remember, studies show that the last thing that people read is often what they retain in their minds. So you want to have a strong concluding statement, okay? Just a reaffirmation of what you've said, maybe just touching on the points that you've made, and then in some other words, rephrase your thesis. Not the exact same words, but some way rephrase that thesis and have your conclusion. A couple things I'll point out, a strong, using Jane Schaeffer structure, just your basic body paragraph is going to give you, you could probably get a solid B from this. The B to the A grade, okay, the difference in the Jane Schaeffer structure and essay that I often see is in the commentary. That's CM, okay? So you had your thesis, you must have a strong thesis, and then you had each of your body paragraphs. You had your topic sentence, your concrete detail, and then your commentary. A lot of the strength of your writing is going to happen in the commentary, and that's really a lot of times the difference that I see between a B and an A is the commentary. I really start seeing in the commentary your ideas, your voice, and your word choice and sentence fluency coming through, and those all are what gets you to the A, okay? You're not limited to, by the way, when you write your essay and you have your TS for your body paragraph, your CD, and then you have your commentary, CM. Okay, you're not limited to 2 commentary sentences. That's kind of formulaic, but it works. But you can expand on this. You can have, as many commentary sentences as you feel you need. Okay, so you're definitely not limited to 2 commentary sentences, and oftentimes, again, the more commentary, well written, is the difference a lot of times between a B and an A paper. All right. I think that's it for now. Hopefully this video helps you. I'll post more if this works in the future, and good luck on your writing the essay. I forgot, I did have some examples that I wanted to show you. I'm not going to give you examples of entire essays, but I do want to show you a couple of essays for introductions. A lot of people get confused when they say, okay, well, you need a hook. What do I do for a hook? What is a hook? Well, as an example, this was writing day from last year in the spring. And oftentimes in a writing day essay, we're introducing, again, a topic that people have little familiarity with. So a good way to start this type of essay is to perhaps introduce some terminology about the topic, give it a little bit of the situation, why this has become controversial. So this was CRISPR, so this person wrote, for their introduction, they started off with CRISPR. Now, it would be good to start off with, rather than just the shortened version here, CRISPR, to actually spell it out and say, what does CRISPR stand for? So I have another essay, and I have to read actually what CRISPR stands for. It stands for clustered regularly inserted short palindromic repeats. But anyway, so this person started off, that would be just a way to improve a little bit here, but this person wrote this, and this is a solid introduction. CRISPR is a new technology that was discovered in 2012. It's a technological tool that can be used to modify genes of living organisms such as mice and monkeys. The goal of CRISPR is to use it for the scientific advancement of the human body. It's already on the verge of curing many diseases that were previously thought unable to be cured, such as cancer, blindness, and AIDS. Now, right there is kind of the end of this person's introduction. The next sentence gets into the link. Okay, they've kind of introduced what CRISPR is generally, and then they start, in the next sentence you'll see, they state, along with the scientific breakthrough comes a controversial scenario. So they're introducing, what is the controversy here? Well, genetic modification, the ability to modify our future children to be smarter, stronger, and taller. Okay, so this person's got a good hook and then a link here that you can see. And again, they start general and then they start narrowing their topic to see, okay, what's so controversial about this? Okay, I'm going to show you another person's introduction, just as something a little different. Okay, and this one was from the same topic, and you'll see the stylistic differences here, and how they introduce a topic that few know about. All right, so this one, parenthood, the state of being a parent, taking care of another human through all the bumps, bruises, and sicknesses they might get. It is beautiful, but it is also scary. Every new parent imagines how their child would look and what trait from each partner they would most strongly inherit. However, there's the continuous stress of hereditary sickness or disability the baby might have when born. All of the hereditary tensions are almost endless. The baby can have are almost endless. Luckily, there's a genetic breakthrough called CRISPR, clusters of regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats. And you can see they define that right there. It targets the toxic DNA, terminates it, and replaces it with a set of healthier genes. This should give a sense of relief to starting families. With caution, CRISPR should always be a choice for parents who want to avoid hereditary issues in their children. So I've read on a little farther here to show you what this person put as kind of they got into their thesis here. But you can see how they introduced the topic very nicely. They kind of navigated through a little known topic, introduced it to you, and then they give their side of this argument. So that's another example of how to start an essay. The next example I want to show you is actually of an essay a few years back. This is a body paragraph. So this one they had to choose a candidate. I can't remember what for. But anyway, this person, this was one of their body paragraphs, and you can see their transition here at the beginning, secondly. So they said this, and you can break this down into topic sentence, which is the first sentence. Secondly, Cesar Chavez should be chosen as the best candidate because of his involvement in the civil rights movement. So there's their topic sentence. The next sentence, you can see their concrete detail. Cesar once said, quote, "I wanted to see my people treated as human beings and not as property owned by others," and then they source D. So concrete detail there. And then the unpacking, the commentary. Chavez believed in the truth that we are all human beings and deserve to be treated as such. Thanks to Cesar Chavez and many other civil rights activists, we now have a society based upon our character and less upon the color of our skin. Okay, so that's the commentary there. 2 sentences of commentary. Then they go on, because this is their second chunk here, 2-chunk paragraph. Chavez also, quote, spent 10 years working for the Community Service Organization, or CSO, an important Latino civil rights group. So their second concrete detail there, source C, and then commentary. In those 10 years spent working for the CSO, Chavez helped Latino people register to vote and stand up against discrimination. Cesar played a large role in civil rights for Latinos. Now getting into the CS, the closing sentence area here of this paragraph, most of the time when we think of civil rights, we think of racism towards African Americans. But Cesar brought attention to the Hispanic Americans suffering from discrimination and racial prejudice. All right, so we have here another, this is a good use of Jane Schaeffer structure in a body paragraph, well written, and kind of you can break it down easily and see how they used Jane Schaeffer structure. So hopefully these examples and kind of what I've gone over today helps you, and stay tuned for more videos to come. Thank you. Have a good day.